You just hit $20,000 saved. Maybe you've been grinding for 2 years, maybe 3. You skipped the vacations, you said no to dinners, you watched every dollar. And now you're sitting there staring at that number in your bank account and you feel like you made it. Like you finally crossed some invisible finish line. Here's the problem. That feeling, that I finally made it feeling, is exactly what's gonna destroy you if you're not careful. Because the $20,000 wasn't the hard part. What happens in the next 30 days is, and almost nobody dares to talk about this. I've watched people save $20,000 and turn it into $400,000 over the next couple decades without doing anything complicated. And I've watched people save the exact same $20,000 and be back to zero within 6 months with a nicer car and a fancier apartment and absolutely nothing to show for the years they spent grinding. The difference between those two people isn't intelligence, it's not even income, it isn't even discipline at that point, it's what they do with the money the moment they have it. So let's talk about exactly what you should do, step by step, in the right order, so you don't blow the most important financial moment of your life. And if you're wondering why you should listen to me, my name is Fred, and I've made thousands of dollars per day in profit with my own business. Now, I need you to understand something. The reason most people fail at this moment when they reach the $20,000 savings mark, it's not because they're stupid. It's because their brain is working against them. You have been in scarcity mode for years, watching every dollar, saying no to everything. And the second that number hits $20,000, your brain flips a switch. It starts whispering, oh, you deserve something nice. You've been driving that beat-up car for 3 years. Your apartment is embarrassing. You work hard and you should enjoy your money. And that whisper is incredibly dangerous because it sounds like self-respect, when in reality, it's actually self-sabotage. And I'm gonna help you fight that voice today. Let's get right into it. Step 1. Kill the high-interest debt first. No exceptions. I don't care if you've been waiting to invest. I don't care if your friend made money in the market last year. If you have credit card debt, personal loans, or anything charging you more than 6 or 7% interest, you are paying that off before you do anything else. And here's why. Because I want you to actually feel this, not just hear it. If you've got $10,000 sitting on a credit card at 22% interest and you're making minimum payments, you will spend over 25 years paying it off. And you will pay roughly $14,000 in interest alone on top of what you borrowed. Think about that. The bank lends you $10,000 and you end up paying them $24,000 in total. Now that's a lot. Now imagine you decided to invest that same $10,000 in the stock market instead, earning around 10% a year on average. You are paying a guaranteed 22% to earn a potential 10%. You are volunteering to lose money while you sleep. There's no version of reality where that math makes sense. I knew a guy, smart guy, good job, who had $18,000 saved and $12,000 in credit card debt. He was convinced that investing early was everything. So he threw $10,000 into index funds and kept making minimum payments on the credit cards. 3 years later, the market had gone up 30%. His investment was worth $13,000. He thought he was winning, but during those 3 years, he'd paid $8,000 in credit card interest. His $3,000 gain cost him $8,000 to produce. He was $5,000 poorer than if he'd just paid the debt off first. He looked at me like I just told him something impossible, because nobody had ever made him do the actual math. Don't be that guy. Kill the high interest debt first. Step 2. Build your emergency fund before you invest a single dollar. I know this feels boring. I know it feels like you're not doing anything exciting with your money or like you're wasting time. But hear me out, because this step is the one that keeps everything else from falling apart. If you're single, renting, stable job, you need 3 months of essential expenses sitting in cash somewhere. If you've got a mortgage, kids, or any kind of variable income, you need 6 months minimum. For most people, that's somewhere between $8,000 and $20,000. And the reason this has to come before investing is simple. Life happens. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, your laptop dies. And when you don't have an emergency fund, you have to make decisions based on panic instead of planning. You'll sell your investments at the worst possible time, or you'll put it on a credit card at 22% and undo all the progress you just made. Think of the emergency fund like the foundation of a house. Nobody gets excited about a foundation, right? Nobody posts pictures of their concrete slab on Instagram. But without it, the whole thing collapses the moment there's a storm. And as we all know, storms always come. So where should you keep this money? A high yield savings account. not a regular checking account earning 0.01%, a high-yield savings account earning somewhere between 3.5% and 4.5%. Marcus, Ali, Pabing, look them up, take 20 minutes, move your money. It's not glamorous, but it's what protects everything else you're about to build. Now, there's something I need to mention before we go any further, because this is extremely relevant. While you're building this financial foundation, paying off debt, stacking your emergency fund, one of the smartest things you can do is work on adding an extra income stream that doesn't eat up all of your time. I've actually put together a free training that walks you through exactly how to build a faceless AI YouTube business that generates consistent monthly income. The AI does about 90% of the work, so you're not sitting there grinding for hours. If you want to check that out, all the details are in the description below. Now let's keep going. Step 3. Open a Roth IRA and max it out. Okay, so now you've killed the high interest debt and you've got your emergency fund sitting in a high yield savings account. Now we invest. And the first place your money goes is into a Roth IRA. If you don't have one, you open one today. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, pick one, it takes 15 minutes. The contribution limit right now is around $7,000 to $7,500 depending on the year. Check the IRS website for the exact number. And here's why the Roth IRA is the single best move you can make at this stage. Everything that grows inside of it is tax-free, not tax-deferred, tax-free. You put money in after taxes, it grows for 30 or 40 years, and when you pull it out in retirement, you owe the government nothing, zero, zip. Let me give you a real number so this hits home. If you're 25 years old and you put $7,500 into a Roth IRA today, and it grows at 10% per year, by the time you're 65, that $7,500 will be worth around $340,000, and you won't pay a single dollar in taxes on that $330,000 in gains. If that same money was sitting in a regular taxable account, you'd owe somewhere between $50,000 and $65,000 in capital gains taxes when you put it out. The Roth IRA lets you pay taxes on the seed and keep the entire tree. It is the most unfair advantage the tax code gives to regular people, and almost nobody uses it to its full potential. Step 4. What you actually buy inside the Roth IRA. Okay, so now you've opened the account. Now what do you put in it? And this is where people get lost. They start researching individual stocks. They go down Reddit rabbit holes. They watch some guy on YouTube talking about the next Apple or the next Tesla. Stop. You're about to do something that sounds too simple to work, but has made more ordinary people wealthy than anything else in the history of modern investing. You buy a broad index fund. VTI tracks the entire US stock market. VOO tracks the S&P 500. Expense ratio of 0.03%. That's literally 3 cents for every $100 you invest per year. The S&P 500 has returned around 10% per year on average for a century. Over any 20-year rolling period in history, it has never produced a negative real return. Never. And I want you to really understand what that means for you. You invest $20,000 today into an index fund and you never touch it. In 30 years, at 10% average returns, that $20,000 becomes almost $350,000. And you did nothing. You just let it sit. Now add $500 a month in automatic contributions on top of that. After 30 years, you'll have over $1.5 million. You contributed around $200,000 total. The market contributed $1.3 million. Your money worked harder than you ever could. And at a 4% safe withdrawal rate, that $1.5 million pays you $60,000 per year for the rest of your life without touching the principal. It's a full salary forever. All of that from one decision you made today. Now let me tell you what not to do with this money, because this part is just as important, if not more important. Don't try to time the market. I've heard it 1,000 times. The market is at an all-time high, I'll wait for a crash. Here's the reality. The market spends most of its time at or near all-time highs because it trends upward over time. That is what markets do. There was actually a study done about the worst market timer in history. Someone who invested $2,000 a year, but always bought right before every major crash from 1970 to 2013. The absolute worst timing imaginable every single time. You know what happened? They still ended up with over $1 million because they stayed invested. Meanwhile, the average person sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment, ended up with nothing. Timing the market beats timing the market. every single time, without exception. Remember that. Don't day trade. 90% of day traders lose money. And think about how wild that is for a second. The stock market goes up over time. Doing absolutely nothing with your money makes you more money. You have to actively try to outwork the market to lose money in a rising market, and yet 90% of day traders find a way. They're walking into a building through the window when the front door is wide open. Don't be that person. Don't let lifestyle inflation eat you alive. And this is the big one. This is the one that gets people. You hit $20,000 and suddenly the voice in your head gets louder. You've been driving the same car for 4 years. Your coworkers make comments. You deserve better. So you trade up. Nothing crazy. Just a reasonable car. $380 a month. Sounds fine. But $380 a month invested at 10% for 30 years is $863,000. You traded almost $1 million in future wealth for a car you'll be completely used to in 6 months and bored of in 2 years. And then you'll start eyeing the next model. That's how the cycle works. That's how people who make $100,000 a year retire broke. I know a couple, both had decent incomes, combined probably $130,000 a year. Every time they hit a savings milestone, they celebrated by upgrading something. Hit $20,000, got a nicer apartment, $400 more a month. Hit $30,000, traded in both cars' new payments, got raises, lifestyle went up to match. 10 years later, they were making more money than ever and had almost nothing saved, because every dollar of progress got immediately converted into a higher monthly nut, higher fixed cost that you can't cut without feeling like you're going backwards. That's the trap. Don't walk into it in the first place. The people who build real wealth aren't the ones making the most money. They're the ones who stay boring the longest. They drive the paid-off car. They live in the apartment that's a little smaller than they could afford. They keep buying index funds every single month, whether the market is up or down, whether they feel like it or not, whether the news is scary or not. Boring is a strategy. Boring works. And while you're being boring with your investments, that's actually the perfect time to build something on the side that generates real cash flow. Because the fastest way to accelerate everything I just described is more income flowing into those index funds every month. That's exactly why I've put together a completely free training that breaks down how we use AI to run faceless YouTube businesses that generate consistent monthly income. The AI does 90% of the work: content creation, scripting, editing, etc. So it's not like you have a full-time job, it's a system that runs mostly on its own. It's pretty passive. If that sounds interesting, check out the link in the description. The training is completely free. And for a limited time, you can also apply for a free call with me or a member of my team, and we're going to give you a custom step-by-step roadmap so you can get your account monetized as quickly as possible. Let me give you the full framework so you walk away with an actual plan. First, any debt over 7% interest gets paid off immediately. That's your guaranteed return. Second, build your emergency fund to 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account at 4% or above. Third, max out your Roth IRA for the year, which is around $7,000 to $7,500. Buy VTI or VOO inside it and don't touch it. Fourth, anything left over goes into a taxable brokerage account at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Same index funds. Fifth, set up automatic monthly contributions so you never have to make the decision again. You automate it and forget it. That's the entire framework. It's not exciting and it doesn't require a financial degree. It doesn't involve researching stocks or watching crypto prices at 2 a.m. It's just boring, consistent, disciplined action repeated for decades. And that's exactly what makes it work. There is a very big cost if you wait to invest. Invest $20,000 today, let it sit for 30 years at 10%, you end up with $349,000. Wait just 5 years to get started and invest that same $20,000. After 25 years, you have $217,000. Waiting 5 years costs you $132,000. It's not just money, it's years of your life. That's 4 years you'll have to keep working before you can retire, because your 25-year-old self decided to wait a little longer. Procrastination doesn't just cost money, it costs time, which is the one thing you cannot get back. The people who end up with $2 million in retirement aren't smarter than you. They didn't have better stock picks or better timing or a rich uncle. They just made the boring decision when they had money, and then they made it again and again and again for 30 years while everyone around them was trying to be clever and interesting and exciting with their finances. Be boring, get wealthy, It really is that simple. So here's what I want you to do right now. Open the Roth IRA if you don't already have one. Set up the automatic contribution, buy the index fund, and then go live your life and let compound interest do what it's been doing for a century, quietly turning patient, boring people into millionaires while everyone else stays broke trying to be interesting and trying to keep up with the Jonases. And if you want to speed up the whole process by adding a real income stream on the side, one where AI does the heavy lifting for you, the free training in the description will walk you through everything. It's the system I use. It takes very little time to run once it's set up, and it can put real money into those index funds every single month. Go check it out. Link is in the description below, and I will see you in the next one.